This video is brought to you by REP Gaming Products. Help protect your deck and support the show by picking up a steel deck box from the link down below. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. So last week, during our instant deck decks, it was the crazy combo-esque modern deck Bridgevine coming out on top. So last week, we're heading to modern to see if we can make a bunch of 2/2 zombies, a bunch of Endvines, super quick with the help of a ton of 0 mana creatures. Deck looks really janky, but it can hopefully do some really powerful things when everything comes together. So we'll see how it goes. Like usual, gonna do a super duper quick 30-second deck tech. If you want to see a full breakdown of the deck, check out the instant deck tech. It goes much more in depth over what's going on in the deck. Anyway, let's do the 30-second deck tech and get to the gameplay. So Bridgevine is built around Bridge from Below and Vengevine, both cards that want to be in the graveyard. Bridge from Below because it makes a bunch of zombies whenever our stuff dies. Vengevine because if we can cast creatures, it comes back as a 4/3 with haste. So we're looking to use Faithless Looting, Gather the Pack, Grizzly Salvage to get those two cards primarily into our graveyard, while also digging through our deck to find our 0 mana stuff. So the idea is on turn 1, on turn 2, we get those Vengevines and those Bridge from Blows in the graveyard. Then on turn 2, turn 3, we just start casting 0 mana creatures. They're going to trigger our Vengevines. Vengevines are going to come back with haste. We're going to get a bunch of zombies. Every Bridge from Below is going to make a zombie for each time one of these creatures dies, overwhelm our opponent with value. Then we have some backup stuff. Neonate gets us the Bridge or the Vengevine in the graveyard, also sacks itself for Bridge from Below. Liliana, kind of another backup, can keep reanimating our 0 mana stuff for even more zombies. Sibsig Muckdraggers to get back stuff from the graveyard. And then, Driven to Despair lets us Mind Twist away our opponent's hand. So we make all those zombies Mind Twist so our opponent can't Pyroclasm, Anger of the Gods, whatever, to get out from under the zombie lock. And that is Bridgevine for Modern. And that's our Much Abrew deck for this week. So let's get to the gameplay, see if this crazy deck can work. Thanks for watching, enjoy the games, and I'll be back for the wrap-up. Alright. Much Abrew About Nothing time. We are playing the super crazy Bridgevine deck in Modern, and I think this hand is pretty fine. We have lots of zeros to start going off once we get some bridges in the graveyard. Stomping Grounds. We're not going off next. Well, I guess we should Blackcleave Cliffs and Insolent Neonate, but plan on not cracking it. So I think what we need is next turn be able to Grizzly Salvage. Yeah, we definitely got to do stuff this turn because that's a Scavenging Ooze. Well, hopefully this is a good turn. We got to hit some bridges. Well, that kind of works. All right, Verdant Catacombs. We just got to go. We got to go off this turn. Crack Verdant Catacombs. Get a Overgrown Tomb. I guess we can take Forest and save the life. Take a Forest. Yeah, take a Forest. Grizzly Salvage. Ooh, alright, that's good. So take Walking Ballista. No Vengevines. So, yeah, I mean, this is what we're trying to do. Get in with Insolent Neonate, hit our opponent. Sack Insolent Neonate. Discard Bridge from Below. Make some zombies. Oh, we do another one! It's the nut draw. It's the nut draw. Cast an Endless One. This is turn 2, boys and girls. Turn 2. Turn 2. Cast a Walking Ballista. It dies. We'll make some 2/2s. We will cast an Endless One. Yep, it dies. We will make some 2/2s. And you know what? I think we'll cast a Walking Ballista. 20 power! 20 power on turn 2! Oh my god! Well, that was... Well, I think we got the absolute nut draw on match 1, game 1. I can't imagine that it gets much better than the 20 power on turn 2. All right, I will take it. I'm assuming our opponent's playing Jund. I don't know who else plays main deck Scavenging Ooze. I don't know what we change, honestly. Abrupt Decay seems reasonable for Graveyard Hate. Blood Moon seems reasonable for free wins. Not exactly sure what you go down in this deck, though. Maybe like 1 Liliana, 1 Muckdraggers, for 2 Abrupt Decays. And then a couple of Blood Moons for Driven to Despair. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that seems fine. Let's try it like that. Or we can just make 20 power on turn 2. That also works. Well, this isn't quite 20 power, but we have Insolent Neonate, discard Bridge. We can make like 6 power. Stomping Grounds for our opponent. We could draw like a Grizzly Salvage or something. Ballista. Well, Verdant Catacombs, crack Verdant Catacombs, get a Stomping Ground. Untapped. Play Neonate, pass the turn. Forest for our opponent. And Ooze. Well, let's run it back. Let's run it back. We need a good hit off this Insolent Neonate. Hangarback. Well, let's get in for 1. Discard Bridge, draw a card, get a zombie. Well, Yeah, I mean, I think we still have to do it. We'll see if this is enough. We get to make 8 power. Man, it would have been sweet if we could have gotten the second bridge in the graveyard. But since our opponent has a Scavenging Ooze, I think we still have to just, like, do it. Play the Swamp, pass the turn. I guess it's 10 power. That's still reasonable. Windswept Heath. Oh, and it cracks it. Abrupt Decay. Well, maybe these Blood Moons aren't good. I don't know what our opponent's playing. Opponent. Passing. Abrupt Decay. Alright, well, gather the pack. Opponent's going to start eating stuff. And this Ooze is going to be super big, super annoying. There goes an Abrupt Decay. I'll take Neonate. Play the Forest. Go attacking. Maybe we should have... Yeah, we probably should have played the land and left up red mana just in case we hit Neonate. Opponent's going to start eating, gaining life. Yeah, this is the downside. Like, we have a pretty fast clock, but our opponent has a Scavenging Ooze. And they were on the play this game, which makes the Scavenging Ooze a little bit more reasonable. Opponent blocks, takes some damage. Down to 11. We pass the turn. Well, we'll see. See if we can piece it together. I don't know if just the zombies we have now are enough, though, with this Ooze gaining life. Eating creatures, gaining life. Alright. Wooded Foothills. Yeah, Blood Moon's looking a lot worse. This isn't Jund. I don't know what this is. Just green-red stuff? Opponent. Passing. Cracking. Down to 12. Oh, man. Love to hit an Abrupt Decay. Endless One. Well, let's go attacking. See what our opponent does. Opponent blocks. Take some damage. Play Neonate. How do we maximize our zombie value? Well, I think we... it's going to be hard to get zombies out of Hollow One. So we can cast... Or out of Endless One. We can cast Endless One. In response, our opponent will try to eat the bridge. In response to that, we can Neonate, discard bridge. And then our opponent has to eat the same bridge again, and eat the new bridge. And we're getting zombies from Neonate. I think that's our best bet. So, actually, maybe we should... That's silly. Let's just cast Endless One as a 2/2. That is a thing we can do. And then pass the turn. We can make 2 zombies with Neonate anytime. Opponent's going after bridge. Well, we got to do it now. And we just hope our opponent doesn't have a sweeper. Yep, eating bridge again is not going to help. Already got the trigger. Well, I mean, the question is, does our opponent have a sweeper? Oh, never mind. So opponent fizzles it. Eats, yeah. We draw another bridge, pass the turn. The life gain from this Ooze. Man, what is our opponent playing that's just playing Ooze on turn 2 every game? We're taking the Blood Moons back out, that's for sure. I think we're going to come up just short. Bloodbraid Elf. Cascades into Stone Rain. What is this just like the world's worst Ponza deck? Weirdest Ponza deck? Why in the world would you bring in Stone Rain against our deck? I am very, very confused as to what's happening. Opponent passes. Faithless Looting we can't cast. Go attacking. It is not lethal though. I mean, I guess at least we're getting information, but this Scavenging Ooze is just ruining our day. Opponent drops to 2. We don't have any bolts or red mana. Pass the turn. Opponent. Yep. Gain some life. Up to 3. Whew. Scavenging Ooze is a beating. It is a beating. Eats Neonate. Up to 4. Eats Endless One. Up to 5. Eats Neonate. Up to 6. That's a 10/10 Scavenging Ooze. Wow. This is just super weird Ponza. Alright. It's just Ponza with main deck Scavenging Oozes. Interesting. Opponent passes. Neonate, we can't cast it. We will pass the turn. And yeah, I think this one's just over. Huh. Well, main deck Scavenging Ooze is good against our deck. I don't think I've ever seen a Ponza deck play main deck Scavenging Ooze before, though. Mountain. Clue. Wow. Yeah, our opponent's deck, if they don't have Scavenging Ooze, I don't know how they beat our deck. I guess they could have another sideboard Graveyard Hate spell, but they're leaving in Stone Rains, where, like, Stone Lanes are not relevant against our deck. I think we're getting very close to the point where we just scoop, though, with this Ooze on the battlefield. But, I mean, our opponent's not always going to draw. Alright. I mean, I guess Stone Rain looks okay there, but it's actually horrible. We know what our opponent's doing now, though. We're going to go down Blood Moons, for sure. Go up, I think, 2 Thought Seizes. I think turn 1 Thought Seize for Scavenging Ooze is relevant here, especially on the play. And yeah, try it like that. Maybe our opponent just doesn't have a sideboard. Well, we got a mulligan because we have 0 lands. Ugh. Alright. Well, we'll keep this. Liliana. Liliana is interesting. We can keep it on top. Insolent Neonate, Grizzly Salvage for black mana. Liliana, flip it with Neonate. I think we actually keep it. Opponent's also going to 6. Scries to the bottom. Well, Blackleaf Cliffs and Neonate. Pass the turn. Opponent. Wooded Foothills. Cracks it. Forest. And Relic of Progenitus. That is annoying, I will admit. We'll play the Forest. Get in with Insolent Neonate. And we're just going to pass and Grizzly Salvage. Try to find black mana to flip this Liliana. Stomping Grounds, tapped. Well, Grizzly Salvage. Wooded Foothills. Opponents passing. Well, Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Blood Crypt. Untapped. Play Liliana. We are going to lose both bridges, which is not ideal. Opponent probably cracks Relic now. Interesting. Well, alright. Wooded Foothills gone. Cracks Relic. So the question is, what's better? Flipping Liliana or making 2 zombies? I guess we get 1 zombie from Liliana. Alright, so Relic, Liliana comes down. We sack Neonate, discard Stomping Grounds, get a Liliana, draw a card. Take up Liliana, discard Overgrown Tomb. Ooh, sweet zombie tokens, too. That's old school zombie. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. And there's an Ooze. Ooze is obnoxious. Opponent's passing. Abrupt Decay is pretty sweet. That is very helpful. Well, Abrupt Decay the Ooze. Opponent eats Neonate. Yup. Let's play Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Forest. Gather the pack. I think we take let's take Ballista. Take Ballista. Get back in Neonate. Get in with our zombie. Hit our opponent. And pass the turn. See what our opponent has. Only 3 mana. Walking Ballista is nice because it deals with like an Arbor Elf. Or even like a Tireless Tracker on this board. And if we just draw into another creature, we can get back Vengevine as well. Opponent's passing. More Abrupt Decays. Well, sack Neonate, discard Abrupt Decay. Faithless Looting. This is awkward. Well, discard. So awkward. Like, we can get back Vengevine, but it means just casting these and having them die for no value, which isn't great. Let's discard. Thoughtseize our opponent. Stormbreath, Inferno Titan. Well, take Stormbreath. Inferno Titan. That is a big issue. Opponent's got land, Inferno. So we take up, they discard a land. It's going to be hard to keep them off of Inferno. Let's get back Neonate. Get in with our zombie. And pass the turn. Not sure we're going to be able to find a way to Courser of Crewfix. Ooze on top. Wow. Man, maybe we should have played that turn differently. Yep, fetch land, gains a life. Opponent passing. Faithless Looting. Well, Neonate, discard Faithless Looting, draw a card. Grizzly Salvage. Hopefully we hit a bunch of Vengevines. Well, not a bunch. Take Neonate, play Walking Ballista. It dies. We didn't hit a bridge either. But we get back 2 Vengevines. Ballista dies. Take up our Liliana. Get in with our Vengevines. Hit our opponent to 8. And pass the turn. Ooh, anger on top. Opponent. I think we might be losing. Ooze. Man, always with the ooze. Not sure how we can beat this anger. Opponent. Passing. Oh, that's interesting. Our driven to despair. What does this do? Well, driven. Despair. Attack with everything. Menace, trample. Opponent discards, we draw. This is going to get rid of the courser at least, I think. Opponent blocks and blocks. All right. Man, this might not be enough. Opponent starts eating stuff, gaining life. Yup. So we get a bunch of triggers. Opponent drops to 1, but I don't know if there's a way we can do 1 damage. So opponent's hand discarded. We know they're drawing anger. Gather the pack. Endless One. Walking Ballista. Ballista's not big enough. Wow. We're going to end up 1 point of damage short, and I don't see a way out of it. Geez, this is disappointing. I feel like there had to be a way we could have won there. Man, our opponent has hit the perfect string of cards, though, in their defense. 1, 2, 3. So our opponent's gonna be able to go up to 3 life. 1 creature, 2 creature. Alright, pass the turn. Yeah, I don't think there's a way we can get out of this. Wow. Land relic on top. And I don't think we can win now. Well, there was probably something we could have done better along the way. Our opponent has run absurdly well, but I'm sure we could have done something better. First game playing a deck that is very less than intuitive. Opponent cracks, goes to 1, goes up to 2. Another land on top. Cracks. Well, opponent's drawing lands now, but it's too little too late. We don't have lightning bolts. We don't have ways to actually finish off the game, unfortunately. Eats up to 3. Opponent goes attacking. Hits our Liliana. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. We probably did something wrong there. Or maybe our opponents just run too well for our deck to win. Like, the deck is janky and all in. So it's also possible that maybe our opponent's just getting lucky. I'll gather the pack. The problem is none of this stuff can work because of Scavenging Ooze. Also unfortunate that we dumped 2 bridges and got 0 value out of them. Opponent in the tank. And yeah, I don't think there's any way we can win from here. Like, even if we mill... Yeah. Alright. Yeah, that does it. Well, I don't know if that was us or them or what, but game 1 was awesome. Opponent good at drawing Scavenging Oozes. Maybe we should have done something different. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Trying out this crazy Bridgevine deck in Modern. And, oh, this deck. Oh, we're on the draw. We need a land, Faithless Looting. How many cards in this deck actually... I bet it's a pretty high percentage of cards that actually get us to where we need to be. I'm going to pull up the deck list. So we have 16 more lands, 4 Insolent Neonates, 4 Faithless Looting. 16, 24 cards. We need to hit one of those in our first 2 draws, and this hand is potentially just the nuts. We do have a bridge in hand, so it's kind of a free mulligan. All right, let's mulligan. Okay, this is pretty good. Copperline Gorge. We do need a second land. All right, we'll keep it. So turn 1 looting, discard, discard. Turn 2, hopefully Neonate plus something else to get everything back. Urza's Tower. Well, we gotta be quick. Gotta be super quick. Opponent, passing. Oh, Black Cleave Cliffs. And Faithless Looting. We will see if we can race Tron. Oh. Discard Vengevine. Discard Blood Crypt. Pass the turn. Alright. Well, now I wish we had put the land to the bottom. With a 17 land deck, it's definitely possible that we wouldn't find our second land there. But if I had known we would Faithless Looting into 2 more, 100% would have put it to the bottom. Now, I don't know. I guess we can, like, play Neonate, sack Neonate to try to draw another Neonate or something to get back Vengevine. Wastes. Alright, looks like Eldrazi Tron. Probably better because there's no Ugins compared to normal Tron. Ballista X1. Alright. Well, come on. Let's find something sweet. Opponent passing. Oh boy. More lands. Goodness gracious. Huh. A lot of lands in a row. Well, play Verdant Catacombs, pass the turn. Yeah, this is looking not where we want to be. Crazy string of cards to have on top of our deck. Opponent, tanking on the untap. Don't want to be hasty with such things. Decides to untap another Urza's Tower and Matter Reshaper. Opponent, gonna get in for 1. Well, opponent's not off to a ridiculously fast start, but they're doing a lot more than we are at the moment. Crack Verdant Catacombs, get a Overgrown Tomb, tapped. This is such a high delve cost. Gets in, down to 18. Opponent passes. There's Walking Ballista. So we can like Neonate, Walking Ballista, get back Vengevine, but then it just trades with Matter Reshaper? Well, I guess that's what you gotta do. Copperline Gorge, Neonate, Walking Ballista, get back Vengevine, and go attacking. I mean, I don't love giving our opponent a trigger here, but we don't win without attacking. Opponent blocks. Yup. Free spin-off Matter Reshaper reveals Karn Liberated. Okay, well, that's not the most threatening thing our opponent could have spun into. At least that's a ways away from actually coming down. Another ways. Opponent has Thought Knot Seer. Yeah, alright. Got options. Driven isn't super helpful at the moment anyway. Ballista kills something. Thought Knot Seer. So it's not like we'd really get much value out of it. Opponent should probably just take Muck Draggers. Alright. Takes Driven. And passing. Endless One. 1, 2. Delve is 9? Ugh, so high. I think we just have to Faithless Looting. I don't love this, but we really need more action in the graveyard. That counts. Double Bridge. Play Wooded Foothills. 1, 2. Walking Ballista ends it, though. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Forest. And I think we just gotta pass. If we cast Endless One, our opponent just sacks Ballista and gets rid of our bridges. Alright, there goes the sack. So this means we need to ping our opponent, trigger bridge, get a couple zombies, sack Neonate, discard Endless One. Alright, so we end up with 4 zombies, which isn't bad. We draw Hangarback. Alright, and now we lose our bridges. So, very temporary bridges thanks to the Walking Ballista, but we get some value out of it. Pass the turn. And we have a bunch of cards in our graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eldrazi Temple for our opponent. And Reality Smasher. Let's see how our opponent attacks. We do gotta do something before they get to Karn. That's the biggest concern. Opponent, no attacks. Interesting. Well, let's Grizzly Salvage. Come on, Vengevines. Or Bridges are still good. Alright, there's a Vengevine. So take a fetch land. Muck Draggers. Yeah, Muck Draggers. Delve. I think we're going to have to all-out attack. Get back Neonate. Cast Neonate. Get back our Vengevines. And yeah, we just got to swing with everything. We got to get in as much damage as possible while we can. Opponent blocks. And blocks. Alright, that's fine. So we get in for 10. We lose a Vengevine, but we can get Vengevine back next turn. Opponent's down to 9. Pass the turn. Well, we'll see. We'll see if our all-out attacks can possibly be enough to close out this game. Opponent's at 5 mana. 2 more lands needed for Karn. Another Reality Smasher? Yup. Another Reality Smasher. Opponent passing. We could really use Driven. If we can find Driven to despair, then we should win. Walking Ballista. That's actually interesting. Let's see. So opponent blocks, blocks, blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that does it. So, I mean, we gotta try. So cast Walking Ballista X2. Cast Hangarback for 0. Get back Vengevine. I think this is going to be Xaxes unless our opponent has something they can do with that 1 mana. Go to combat. Attack with everything. Block, block, block. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we'll see. Unless there's a 1-mana colorless spell, we might be getting there. Blocks. 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 Yup. Down to 2. Pinger. And our opponent scoops it up. Whoo, we got there. Through the Reality Smashers. Well, that was definitely not an insane nut draw, but that was fast enough. Fast enough. Okay. Eldrazi Tron. Maybe Blood Moon? I wonder if this is where you're supposed to bring in Leyline of the Void. Like, Leyline of the Void to keep opponent from answering our bridges with... It feels so weird. Like, that's what everyone in the YouTube comments said. Like, you're supposed to bring in Leyline to stop opponent's creatures from dying to protect bridges. Which makes sense, but Eldrazi Tron gonna have graveyard hate. Obviously, like, Walking Ballista is a problem. I think we definitely want Blood Moons. The question is, what do we want with them? Also, there's probably like some argument for bringing in like Abrupt Decays to answer graveyard hate, because they're likely bringing in at least a couple Relic of Progenitus. I guess we can't answer that anyway. Grafdigger's Cage is annoying. It doesn't shut down bridge though. Chalice on 1 could be a thing. I guess we could bring in Ingot Chewers, like Ingot Chewers, Blood Moons, go down Muck Draggers. I just don't understand how we fight the Walking Ballista battle. It seems so weird to me. I'm not gonna bring him in. It could very well be wrong. It might be that that's what you're supposed to do. It just seems so risky, especially with all the other things we have to try to answer, and with Leyline not really doing anything in this matchup. But maybe I'm just looking at it completely backwards. Alright. I mean, Fast Vengevine, potentially. Tower. Opponent. Passing. Grafdigger's Cage. Well, so much for Fast Vengevine. Driven. Oh, Blood Crypt, untapped. Faithless Looting. Discard Vengevine. Discard Driven. Unfortunately, we didn't actually hit any lands there. This Blood Moon could be super helpful, but missing lands off Faithless Looting is kind of scary. I guess we can do the whole suicide Hangarback or something to get back Vengevine next turn. Doesn't feel great, because we can Ingot Chewer the Cage. Opponent. Everyone's favorite, Eldrazi Temple. And Matter Reshaper. Well, I think we are hoping to just draw land here. Neonate. Man, do we have to just Neonate for a land? Oh my goodness. None of this is ideal. Play Neonate. Yeah, I think we have to. I don't think we can win without hitting a land drop. Oh, discard Gather the Pack, draw Gather the Pack. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Well, that's the risk of playing 17 lands in your deck. Sometimes you're just going to have one. Mostly disappointed because we had a Faithless Looting. If we were just hoping to naturally draw them. There's a Thought-Knot Seer. Yeah, this is getting worse and worse. And actually, this is pretty close to just being over, I think. Takes Ingot Chewer. And I think we're pretty much land or scoop. Gets in. And even land, it's going to be hard to do anything from here. Because our opponent has like almost a 2-turn clock. I mean, we'll play it out. Play Stomping Grounds. So I think our out is like find our second Ingot Chewer, which we did. Pass the turn. I don't know if this is even like a legit out. So next turn we can Ingot Chewer Grafdigger's Cage. This is all assuming our opponent has nothing. Get back a Vengevine? Oh, that's not even very scary. Pass the turn. Or attempt to. Yup. There you go, opponent. Untaps. Opponent's going to get in with the Dorks. Down to a low life total. Yup. Down to 6. Seagate Wreckage. Is this another Thought Knot? Alright. Fair enough. Well, run it back. We do get to be on the play, which is good news. Being on the play seems like a big deal. And yeah, let's go for it. Jeez. Okay. This is interesting. We're going to try it. Blood Crypt, untapped. I'm wondering if we're even supposed to play Neonate here. We have 2 Vengevines in hand. Yeah, I think we are. So play Neonate, pass the turn. So I think our plan is to try to Grizzly Salvage into more bridges in our graveyard. Opponent, Eldrazi Temple. Boo. And passing. Faithless Looting to dump these Vengevines would be helpful. Opponent passes. Neonate. Oh, play a Forest. Get in with Neonate. Yeah, let's just pass the turn. Opponent having double Temple Thought Knot would be so sad. Alright, Power Plant. So no Thought Knot. It's a Matter Reshaper. Well, this could be a good turn if we run reasonably well. So let's Grizzly Salvage. Hopefully get some action in the graveyard. Not exactly. We'll take Walking Ballista. And we're just going to have to go with what we got. We didn't have anything good off that Grizzly Salvage, but we get to Insolent Neonate, discard Bridge, draw a card, get a zombie. It's going to be a good turn. We'll see if it's a good enough turn. Hangarback. Play Neonate. Whoa! Opponent scoops it up! Wow! Wow! I mean, I don't even think we had them dead to rights. We don't know their hand, but we were going to be able to discard Vengevine, play 3 0-mana things, so we would have ended with Vengevine and 5 2/2 zombies. I guess that's pretty good. Probably good enough. Well, we didn't see the crazy explosion, but we'll take it. A win's a win's a win. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some Bridgevine in Modern. And, alright, I mean, we gotta gather the pack. We got a bunch of free stuff. What it fails for our opponent. Not a ridiculous hand. We'd like to have a Faithless Looting, but we'll see. Sacred Foundry. Ugh. Burn. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Gets in for 1. Down to 19. Opponent passes. Driven. Probably better in our graveyard. Verdant Catacombs, go. So I think what we're hoping for is something like gather the pack, find a Neonate, mill over some bridges. Arid Mesa for our opponent, cracks it. Burn on the play feels like it's going to be rough, though, unless we just have a nut draw, and this is not a nut draw. Ugh, so many Swift Spears. Opponent, getting in. 4-2. Do they have a bolt or something? Alright, down to 17. Oh, they have so much damage next turn. And all we're doing this turn is casting Gather the Pack, which is probably not striking fear into the heart of our opponent. Oh, no. No. Oh, we would have much rather had Bridge be the top card of our deck than the card we drew for the turn. Especially with this hand. Ugh. Alright, take Liliana, pass the turn. Yeah, this is looking grim. Our plan is falling apart before our eyes. Against Burn, we just don't have that much time to really get things set up, and this is a hand that required a bit of setup to really do much of anything. And, I mean, Driven to Despair and Bridge were, probably the 2 worst cards we could have drawn. Eidolon. Opponent's on the all-creature plan. And passes. What do we even do? Do we even do anything? Oh, this Eidolon. That really, yeah, we can't even combo off with the Eidolon, because we're just taking so much damage. I think we might actually just scoop here. Our opponent hasn't seen any of our main pieces, and this deck is pretty weird, so they might not know exactly what the deck's doing. Like, they've seen Gather the Pack, Faithless Looting, Endless One. So I think rather than showing anything else, when we're really... We might be literal 0% with this Eidolon out there, because we don't have removal for it in the main deck. Alright, so Burn. Burn seems like a hard matchup for a couple of reasons. So, one of the big reasons is, if they have creatures, they can just burn spell their own creatures to get rid of our bridges, which might mean we're supposed to bring in Leylines, even though Leylines don't do anything. Could bring in Rexage for Eidolon. Those are the cards I'm interested in. I assume, like, everyone in the YouTube chat, YouTube comments said that you're supposed to bring in the Leylines to protect the bridges. It feels crazy to me that that's actually the plan. That's a lot of cards. If Graveyard Hate is not relevant, that's a lot of cards to bring in to protect bridges. But maybe it's worth it. I mean, I guess Liliana has lifelink. Maybe we want to keep 2. Maybe we just go down Muck Draggers. Go down a couple Drivens. Maybe we need Drivens. Probably, like, make a bunch of stuff on turn 2, turn 3. Despair to empty our opponent's hand. I mean, I guess if we make a bunch of stuff, it's not like this deck has sweepers. So if we make a bunch of stuff against this deck, we're going to win anyway. Alright, Leylines, Rex Sages. Let's go 3 Leylines. 3 Leylines, Rex Sages. Try it like that. Alright, let's just have a nice nut draw. Well, we got... There's those Leylines. Opponent's not going to get rid of our bridges, which are in our hand. Yeah, we got to mulligan that. Okay. Well, Stomping Grounds to the bottom. We get to Faithless Looting a bridge into the graveyard. That's sort of something. Discard bridge. Discard Overgrown Tomb. So I think our best bet is going to be, well, we'll see. Sacred Foundry. Creatures are definitely a concern. Lava Spike. All right. Opponent's passing. We'd love to just draw like a Grizzly Salvage. Hangarback. Cast a Hangarback. Get a zombie. We're going to hold the second Hangarback because flipping Liliana next turn seems good. I think we want to try to Liliana, Hangarback, flip Liliana, and then probably start making our opponent discard cards. Ugh. Alright. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about the bridges. Not sure how we win from here. Grab a... I guess just a swamp. Alright, there goes our graveyard. Opponent passing. Play a forest. This also means we can never flip Liliana, because creatures will never die. They just get exiled. But, I mean, I guess a 2-3 lifelinker is kinda something against burn-ish. Rest in Peace isn't a burn spell, so that means they're killing us a little slower. Opponent plays an Arid Mesa. Maybe they just kept a hand reliant on Rest in Peace and they don't have a fast clock. I guess we want to land to play Hangarback with an extra counter. Well, let's land. Let's go attacking. See if our opponent kills Liliana. If they do, that's pretty fine. So, yeah, we lose our lifelinker, but that's a burn spell not going at our face. Verdant, crack it. Grab a forest. Yeah, just Hangarback X2. I guess we got a plan. It's to beat down with... oh, the motliest crew. The motliest beatdown crew. It could work, though. Opponent's only got 4 cards. We're at 15. We're ahead on board. We got a lot of dead cards with our graveyard being offline. The other problem with Hangarback is it's not going to make Thopters because of Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace is ridiculous against about every aspect of our deck. Sacred Foundry. Tapped. Swift Spear. Now, we're definitely not blocking if our opponent attacks. There's the attack. Yep. You got us. Down to 14. Opponent passes. Well, go attacking. Opponent... So many helixes. Not sure why they didn't main phase that, but... Opponent's down to 2 cards. Play Hangarback X2. Pass the turn. Opponent. Getting in for 1. Yep. 3 cards in hand. What do you got, opponent? Boros Charm. Yep. Down to 10. Down to 8. Lot of damage. Well, get in with our zombie. Play Neonate. Play Hangarback X1. Pass the turn. Opponent. I mean, 3 cards in hand. Alright, 2 cards in hand. So we're probably not literally dead yet. No attacks. Well, see if we can take up a Hangarback. Up to 3. Wooded Foothills. Do we pump? We gotta somehow kill our opponent. Well, go to combat. Attack. Not feeling good about where we're at. This Rest in Peace, so good against us. That doesn't work. I'm afraid our opponent can block the zombie and then just bolt our face to prowess, and then that's pretty bad. Block zombie. Yep, there's Skullcrack. Down to 5. Yep, opponent's down to 14. Pass the turn. Our cards are so inefficient when we are playing them fairly. Like these Hangarbacks, yeah, they're just so slow and inefficient. 4 mana 2/2s, like sure they grow, but with Rest in Peace, they don't make Thopters. Our deck really needs a graveyard active. Tap land. Opponent. Passing. Well, pump and pump. Endless One's interesting. Well, go to combat. Attack. Is it worth losing this? Let's attack like this. And then play Hangarback, or play Endless One X3. Pump Hangarback. Hope our opponent whiffs on burn spells. Wow! Opponent scoops it up. Oh my goodness! Wow! Well, opponent kept a hand that needed that was built around Rest in Peace. I don't think our opponent, if they're bringing in Rest in Peace, we're not keeping in ley lines. Like, we're pretty fine with our opponent doing that. So we're gonna bring in, I guess, the Abrupt Decays. Let's bring in the Abrupt Decays. Let our opponent do the ley lines, because that shuts down them getting rid of bridges too. We're just hoping for a nut draw. We need a nut draw here. This draw's decent. This is decent. It depends on our opponent's hand, but it has potential. There's the Swift Spear. Opponent getting in. Yup. Down to 19. Our mana base is going to hurt us a lot. Alright, little less painful. Blackleaf Cliffs. Play Neonate. Pass the turn. Arid Mesa. More Swift Spears. Well, here they come. Gets in for 2. I think we gotta take it. We gotta take it and hope that we can just go off this turn. Cracks. Stomping Grounds. Untapped. And Riftbolt. Alright, well, this is our chance. We gotta have a crazy turn. Grizzly Salvage. Verdant Catacombs. Crack Verdant Catacombs. Grab a Forest. I think we need to hit, like, multiple bridges. I wonder if there's any argument to waiting. We gotta see what we hit. Grizzly Salvage. Take a Hangarback. So now we have a weird conundrum. I mean, I guess we just gotta go for it. I don't know what else we can do. Neonate, discard bridge. We're just gonna do it. I think we just gotta do what we can here and hope that it's enough. Can't play the Neonate yet. We can play Hangarback, X0, get a zombie, and this will get us back a Vengevine to attack with. Play Hangarback, get a zombie, get a Vengevine. And, I mean, that's our turn. Hit our opponent for 4, down to 13. And see if we can win the race. Pass the turn, Riftbolt, coming down. See what it goes at. If one of our opponent's creatures dies, we lose the bridge. Yep, triggers. Hits our Vengevine. That gets us a token. Okay, thank you, opponent. It's a weird deck to play against if you've never played against it. Opponent goes attacking. Do we try to kill one of these? We do lose our bridge if it dies. I think it's worth it. Or we just take it and try to win? Oh, man. Now we got to do math. So we can... we hit our opponent for 8. Neonate, play crack, gets a zombie. If we hit a creature, we also get back Vengevine. It puts us low on life. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. We'd be at 12. If they have a burn spell, they're like 5 points of damage. I think we're going to kill one. All zombies in front of a Swift Spear. We're going to lose a bridge, but I think it's worth it. It's just too risky. With 2 Swift Spears, something like Bolt is just so much damage. Opponent bolts a zombie. Okay. Cracks. Mountain. Well, if they're going to fight our creatures, that's pretty good for us, too. Searing Blaze a zombie. Alright. Well, I guess we don't lose our bridge. Down to 9. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. Opponent passes. Creature? Looting. Ugh, so risky. So play Neonate. Sack Neonate. Discard Rexage. Get a token. Draw a... Vengevine. Overgrown Tomb. Down to 7. Cast Grizzly Salvage. We better not whiff. Alright, there's a... Ooh, Walking Ballista and Bridge. That's pretty sweet. Get back Vengevine. Yes. Double zombie. From our bridges. Get in with a Vengevine. Hit our opponent. We will see. Down to 8. Down to 8. Oh, come on. No death. No death. No death. No death. We had to shock ourselves to do that. Tap land. Not dead. We're not dead. Opponent. Searing Blaze on our Vengevine. Okay. But that gets us 2 more tokens. Our opponent has not really read bridge. Passes. Well, land and we win? Wait. Play Vengevine. Opponent blocks. Yeah, that should be lethal. Vern Catacombs. Grab a Swamp. Hard cast a Vengevine. Attack with everything. Opponent's got no cards in hand, and that should be the game, boys and girls. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Well, I guess one of the upsides of this deck is people are just not used to playing against it. Our opponent's plan of like killing Vengevines with Searing Blazes, giving us 2 zombies, and then us getting back Vengevine, that's not a good plan. But free points because people just don't understand how to play against Bridgevine. Sweet. Alright, much brew about nothing time. Playing the crazy Bridgevine deck in Modern. And, yeah, we can't do anything with this hand. Alright, I guess this is better. And definitely to the bottom. Opponent, Treetop Village. Well, that's Blood Crypt, untapped. Play Faithless Looting. Discard. Pass the turn. Yeah, this is not looking great. I imagine this is not what we want our hands to look like. Opponent, Bloodstained Mire. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Blood Crypt, untapped. And Dark Confidant. That is a pain. Well, this is not ideal, but I think we just have to actually cast Walking Ballista for mana and kill Dark Confidant. I don't think we can just let our opponent start drawing free cards. Pass the turn. Twilight Mire for our opponent. And Tarmogoyf. Opponent passing. Well, Stomping Grounds, untapped. Play Neonate. Pass the turn. Well, sack Neonate, discard Riven. Liliana could be potentially good. I don't know if it's good enough, honestly. Yeah, we just haven't done anything. This hand has just done literal nothing. Liliana for our opponent. Alright, there goes our Neonate. Yeah, I'm not sure what our plan is here. Opponent gets in with Goyf. Down to 11. I think we just gotta pass and Grizzly Salvage and hope that we can get some stuff in the graveyard and kind of go off. Oh, man. Well, that's not exactly what we were rooting for. Take a forest. Discard the forest. Yeah, I think we're just like... we just haven't hit any of our good stuff. Treetop Village. So opponent's going to get in for a bundle. 5, 6, 7, 8. And if they got Lightning Bolt, we're just straight up dead. Down to 3. Swamp. More Bobs. Yeah, we just don't have any of our interaction in the graveyard. Walking Ballista. So we could Liliana, cast something, get a zombie, flip Liliana, get back Vengevine. But then our opponent makes a sack with Liliana, and we die. I think our only realistic shot is to Faithless Looting, and hope that we hit like double bridge or something. Well, discard. I don't think this is enough. But cast Endless One, get a 2/2. Cast Hangarback, get a 2/2, get back a Vengevine. Like, this is kind of what our deck is trying to do on turn 2. We just did not hit our pieces quickly enough this game. It was a very awkward draw. Walking Ballista, get a 2/2. We have to chump everything. Block. Oh, it's miserable. Block on the land. Alright, attack Liliana. Actually, that doesn't even help us win. Oh, we can't win from here. Yeah, let's stay on defense. I don't think we can win from this position, though. Dark Confidant, Kolaghan's Command. And that just literally does it. Yeah, we just got off to a slow start this game. You kind of got to see sort of what the deck is trying to do, but it's trying to do that several turns earlier. Like on turn 2, not on turn 5. And more explosive. We just didn't have bridges and stuff on top of our deck, unfortunately. Opponent. Attacks. Well, we will kill your Bob. We will chump your Goyf. Not sure what our opponent drew that would make doing it this way the correct choice. Bridge goes away. Yup. And yeah, we can't really win from here. Opponent has Kolaghan's Command for our draw step. And that does it. Yep. Well, that's not how we drew it up. So bring in Abrupt Decays. Bring in Blood Moons. Go down Muck Draggers. Go down 1 Liliana in a Driven. This deck seems very high variance. When everything comes together, it seems incredibly sweet, but then it seems like it has a lot of games where you just sort of like don't play Magic. Alright, we get to play first. And I mean, we'll keep this. We have turn 1 Faithless Looting, discard Bridge. Hopefully this hits us into some lands. Alright, so there's a land. We discard Bridge. We discard... I think it's got to be Liliana. Pass the turn. So now, next turn we can Grizzly Salvage or Gather the Pack. And if we hit another Bridge or some Vengevines, that's what our deck is looking to do. There's Walking Ballista. Alright, come on, deck. Yeah, we will, I think, just Grizzly Salvage. Alright, come on, deck. Vengevines, Bridges. Alright, there's another Bridge. We get a Walking Ballista. Now we get to see the deck at full force. Cast Ballista. Make 2 zombies with Bridge from below. Cast Hangarback Walker. Make 2 zombies with Bridge from below. Cast Walking Ballista. Make 2 zombies with Bridge from below. Cast Endless One. And we end turn 2 with 16 power. Pass the turn. Come on, no pyroclasms, please. Please, no pyroclasms. Scavenging Ooze. I don't think Scavenging Ooze wins this race. Maybe if it's backed by Anger of the Gods or something. Well, Gather the Pack. Take a Hangarback. I mean, I guess we just do it. Cast Hangarback. Cast Hangarback. I mean, it is what it is. We made a lot of zombies. If our opponent can untap and sweep the board, then I guess they got us. Opponent blocks. Bridges go away. Opponent's down to 6. And there we go. What do you got, opponent? Verdant Catacombs. Cracks it. Forest. And Maelstrom Pulse. Yeah, I guess that's a good one. Well, play Neonate. Pass the turn. Scavenging Ooze. And yeah, we're dead. Lightning Bolt. Yup. And that does it. Scavenging Ooze. Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some Bridgevine in Modern, and I guess we try this. Having Bridge in hand is annoying. Hopefully we can, this feels like a turn 3 hand. Hopefully we can Grizzly Salvage into Insolent Neonate, discard Bridge, then we can go off from there. So Verdant Catacombs, go. Opponent, Misty Rainforest, cracks it. It's a Temple Garden, untapped. And Wild Nicodle. Well, Verdant Catacombs cracked. Grab a Stomping Grounds. Opponent passes. Play Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Pass the turn. Well, this is a big Grizzly Salvage mountain for our opponent. Gets in for 3. Yup. Because we got to start doing something, because our opponent has a fast clock. So we really need to start doing something this turn. Curd Ape. Opponent's got all... Oh my god. Man, this Zoo deck. Opponent mulligan to 5 and still just has Insanity. I'll take Hangarback. No Neonate. Well, doing this with a Bridge in hand is a little sad, but cast Endless One. Get a 2/2. Cast Hangarback with mana. Get back Vengevine. Play Blood Crypt tapped. And pass the turn. That's the best we can do. Finding a Neonate there would have made this hand a lot better. I guess hitting a Bridge is a fine consolation prize, but Scalding Tarn for our opponent cracks it. Gets a Mountain. And there's more hasty cards. Flint Hoof Boar, yup. Opponent, big attack. So, block, block, block. Take 6, lose our Bridge. Kill some stuff. Get a Thopter. I mean, we're just on the... We do get a zombie and a Thopter. We're just on the trying to stabilize. 8 is not a lot, though, against a deck that probably has burn. Opponent passes. Verdant Catacombs, crack it, down to 7. Get a Forest. Hangarback X2. And get in with the Thopter. And pass the turn. I mean, maybe we're okay? Opponent can't do too much attacking here. Burning Tree. I guess Burning Tree Bushwhacker would be good. Wow, they have Burning Tree Bushwhacker. So this does not put us to dead, but it is a lot of damage. Here comes the dork. So kill Nicodle, kill Burning Tree, kill Bushwhacker. Drop to 3. Unfortunately, Bolt Range. Come on, deck. Give us something. Give us something. Ooh, Muckdragers is something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so Muck Draggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what we needed. Now we might be favored. Get back Hangarback. I mean, our opponent could always just draw a lightning bolt and then we're dead. Hangarback X1. Get back Vengevine. Yes, please. Play Blood Crypt. Attack with everything. And I think our opponent basically has like one turn to draw the lightning bolt. Down to 8. Pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, we should have lethal next turn. Come on, no bolt. No bolt. Swift Spear. Alright, that's not a bolt. It does let our opponent potentially chump and stay alive, though. Opponent passes. Ooh. So if we attack with everything, opponent blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we play Ballista, kill Swift Spear, opponent blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still not lethal. I guess untap land, go to 1? Well, let's double count this to make sure we're not messing up. So opponent blocks here 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, alright. Stomping Grounds, untap, down to 1. Ballista with 3 counters. Kill Swift Spear. Attack with everything. And this should be Xaxes. Jeez. Well, it looks like we might have just barely survived. Opponent blocks Vengevine. Drops to 1. And yeah, we just ping. Whoo! Well, sweet, I guess. Do we change anything? I guess we just gotta race this deck, essentially. Like, I feel like that's where we're at. We just have to out-aggro them and make a whole bunch of stuff and go to town that way. Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically where we're at. I guess we can bring in, like, the Abrupt Decays in case they have Scavenging Ooze. Go down 1 Muck Draggers, 1 Driven. Actually, maybe yeah, let's try it like that. That seems reasonable. Just a touch of removal. Alright. I mean, this seems reasonable. Turn 1 Neonate. Turn 2 Gather the Pack. Maybe get back Vengevines. We also potentially have a Liliana flipped at some point. Scalding Tarn for our opponent. No 1-drop? Oh my goodness. That's insane. Blackleaf Cliffs and Insolent Neonate. Opponent having no 1-drop is... that's against the odds. This deck has so many 1-drops. Mountain for our opponent. Maybe they just have like Burning Tree, Bushwhacker, and then the lack of 1-drops doesn't really hurt them much. We're still just getting whacked. Stomping Grounds untapped. How many Burning Trees? They did mulligan, so hopefully it's not too high a number. 1. Oh man, did they mulligan into multiple Burning Trees Bushwhacker? Alright, Burning Tree Flinthoof. That could have been worse. Opponent passing. Well, let's see what we draw. Walking Ballista. Stomping Grounds untapped. Gather the Pack. We don't mill anything helpful. I guess we take Muck Draggers. And we're just gonna pass. Opponent. Drew another Burning Tree. Obviously didn't have it last turn or they would have played it. Oh my god, opponent. Opponent. Well, that's a lot of damage. So we need to block Flinthoof, sack Neonate, discard Vengevine, draw an Endless One, down to 10, play Faithless Looting. Come on, bridges. Alright, there's a bridge. Discard Liliana. Well, we'll see. We're going to make a big board here. Play Verdant Catacombs. Play Endless... well... crack Verdant Catacombs. Ugh. Is it worth shocking ourselves? I guess we can just wait till next turn. So let's just cast Endless One. Dies. Gets a 2/2. Cast Endless One. Dies. Gets back Vengevine. Gets a 2/2. Cast Walking Ballista. Or do we wait? 1, 2, 3. Let's Muck Draggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Muck Draggers. Get back Liliana. Do we make a 2/2 or do we wait to flip Liliana? Yeah, let's just pass. I think this board is good enough, and we're going to want this Liliana flip for when stuff dies. Also, it lets us have Vengevine die and still get something back from the graveyard. We might be good here. Temple Garden. Tapped. Opponent attacks with everything. All right. Block. 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 I mean, I guess our opponent could have a Tarka's command to save a couple creatures. What is this? I think it's a Tarka's command, and they're just mistapping. Yep. Tarka's command, down to 6. Opponent saves 2 creatures. We do get a zombie out of it. Oh, saves 1 creature. All right, we do get a zombie. We lose our bridge. That's fine, though, because we're at 6. Opponent's only got 1 card in hand. Now we get to play Liliana. Play Endless One. Dies, gets back Vengevine, flips Liliana. Get a zombie. Take up Liliana. Make our opponent discard. We'll discard Neonate. It was a Flinthoof Boar. Let's leave 1 creature back. Hit our opponent for a bunch. Down to 10. Pass the turn. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, wow. All right. So we finish our league 3-2, and this deck is ridiculous. It is, man, it is all in. It is, oh my goodness, either insane or horrible, depending on the matchup. It certainly has a ton of power. It's, well, we'll talk about it in the wrap-up. We get 1 treasure chest. Children getting a little snack. So let's open up our treasure chest, see what we get, and we'll talk about this deck in the wrap-up. So, 1 treasure chest. Come on, something good. We've been on a cold streak with treasure chests. And it continues. Invincible Hymn. Could be an against the odds card. Count the number of cards in your library. Your life total becomes that number. So, like, go from 2 to 40 or something. 8 mana, though. It's just so much. Harpooner. Windrake. Alright. Not a great chest, but geez, this deck is ridiculous. Alright, be back in just a minute with the wrap-up. So what do we learn this week about Bridgevine in Modern? And I gotta say, the deck worked better than I thought it would work. It's actually oddly powerful and a little bit more consistent than I expected it to be. So, you probably noticed in the matches, there was 1 replacement game. We played against Jun twice in our league. We lost to Jun twice, so I just replaced it with another matchup. So we finished our league 3-2. We also lost an additional time to Jun, so that drops the record overall. But 3-2 in a league is not a bad record for the super crazy deck. And that's considering that in the Jun match, we kind of punted really badly by not flashing back or aftermathing our Driven to Despair to wipe out our opponent's hand. Instead, we just took and sort of made more zombies, and then our opponent Maelstrom pulsed. So we were down a game in that match, so we very well might have lost it anyway, but we definitely could have won that game and forced the game 3 against Jun. So the deck is trickier to play than it looks like. You have to really be aware of the triggers. You have to know when to kind of go for it. Bridge from Below is a weird enchantment because there's some risk involved. Like, if the opponent can kill their creatures, you saw this during our burn match, they can get rid of the bridge. So there's like this weird sub-game going on of how much do you go in on the bridge and extend into potential sweepers? Do you wait and hope your opponent can't like kill one of their own creatures to get rid of the bridges, but then you risk losing all your bridge value altogether? So it's definitely an interesting deck. It feels a little bit like the Hollow One deck. It loses some of the crazy card draw ability that makes the Hollow One deck be able to go long, but this deck can be even more explosive on turn 2. Like, we had turn 2 20 power in one game, where we just had a couple bridges, cast a bunch of 0 mana stuff, and literally had 20 power on turn 2. So the good starts from this deck are equal to basically anything you can do in the format. We definitely ran into trouble with the deck going long, though. It's kind of an all-in combo deck in the sense that you want to just spew everything as fast as possible, hopefully use Driven to Despair to wipe out your opponent's hand and try to win. When that all comes together, the deck feels absurd. If the game goes long, though, the opponent has Graveyard Hate, is absolutely brutal, just like insanely good against our deck. We do have sideboard stuff to potentially get it off the battlefield, but even just a turn 2 Rest in Peace, really hard to win through that. We're stuck casting like Hangarback Walkers and Walking Ballistas fairly, and while it can work, we beat Burn on that plan. It's not a very legitimate plan. We also really struggled with Scavenging Ooze. That card's just super good against our deck. A lot of our losses were based on main deck Scavenging Ooze decks that can just pick off our bridges one by one, pick up our Vengevines one by one. They have good creatures creatures, better creatures than our creatures when they're being played fairly. So there's definitely some problems that we ran into. We don't have a realistic way to just get his Scavenging Ooze off the battlefield before sideboarding, and even after sideboarding, we got a couple Abrupt Decays. We don't have that much. I guess we can Walking Ballista with enough counters, but that's not very likely to actually work out and happen. And then the problem with the Scavenging Ooze was that it gained so much life too that even if we got in a bunch of damage, the life gain would stabilize our opponent. They'd be able to kind of like smooth things out and then eventually take over with their more powerful cards because they're drawing Tarmogoyfs and other things that are doing real Magic game stuff, and we're drawing like more Grizzly Salvages to put Vengevines in the graveyard to get eaten by Scavenging Ooze, and so that was kind of a mess. But I think the deck, it is very all in, but it is very powerful. The good draws are absolutely insane. I think I definitely could have played it better. Like I said, could have won that game against Jun. Some of the choices, though, are a little tricky. It's not the most intuitive deck. So if you do decide to pick up Bridgevine, definitely run some games with it and get proficient with the timing of everything, what the plan of the deck is, when you're supposed to just like make zombies and risk that the next turn you're going to draw Faithless Looting and get Vengevine in the graveyard, when you're supposed to hold stuff back to try to have that one big turn. So there's definitely a lot that you can improve by just getting in games with this deck, practicing the deck, because it is not the most intuitive deck. It is a very weird plan to cast your own creatures and have them die. So I think the deck is pretty competitive. It definitely struggles in the late game, struggles with graveyard hate, but the good draws with this deck are probably as good or better than literally any deck you can play in Modern. Like, the good draws with this deck beat the good draws with Hollow One. Like, sure, you play a bunch of Hollow Ones, we can have 20 power of zombies when we get our good draws. So deck is fun, deck is tricky to play, practice it a lot, but I think it's actually pretty legit. So anyway, that's been Bridgevine for Modern, and that's been our Much Abrew deck for this week. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.